Consumer surplus is the difference between what consumers pay and what they would have been willing to pay. In the chart, consumers are willing to pay $200 for the product, but they pay only $100 according to the market price. Now the consumers can have $100 consumer surplus. Producer surplus is the difference between the price a company receives and the price it would be willing to sell. The firm would sell the product at $50, but the market price is $100. Now the firm has a $50 producer surplus. However, if the government imposes the tax on the product, the tax leads to a higher price of product and a fall in quantity demand. A supply curve shifts to the left as the price increases and the quantity demand decreases. A demand curve will move along the curve as the price increase does not cause the shift of demand curve. If the quantity demand decreases and the price goes up due to the taxes, it is likely to reduce both consumption and production of consumers and producers. Therefore, it creates a price gap between equilibrium points A2 and A3. Consequently, consumer and producer surplus will be diminished, and increased price will be a burden on consumers and producers. The consumer surplus decreases from $100 to $80, and producer surplus reduces from $50 to $40, as $30 will be charged for the tax revenue. The pink rectangle area will be a tax revenue that consumers and producers must pay to consume and produce the same product. Moreover, it will create the green triangle area between points A1, A2, and A3, which represent the deadweight loss. Deadweight loss is the market inefficiency and underproduction caused by taxes, as the taxes decrease the quantity, raise the buyer's price, and lower the seller's price. If the general price is going up due to the tax increase, people may feel less wealthy, even though other resources are remaining the same, such as their income or assets. People would have the same amount of money, but they could buy less with the money they have. Less spending due to the tax leads to consumption falling, and aggregate demand will fall as consumption falls. As consumption is the fact that accounts for 70% of all spending in GDP, the real GDP goes down due to the tax. Therefore, the change in real wealth will move the aggregate demand curve to the left. Long-run aggregate supply curve shifts when a nation's ability to produce output is changed. Changes in resources, changes in technology, and institutional changes such as changes in tax rates are examples of the factors that could shift the long-run aggregate supply curve. As the tax rate is changed, the long-run aggregate supply curve will shift to the left, and similarly, the short-run aggregate supply curve also be moved to the left, as the short-run aggregate supply curve is impacted by the movement of long-run aggregate supply curve. However, in the long run, the tax that improves people's health is likely to bring more potential benefits for the economy. As the tax will contribute to decreasing the probability of disease and illness, people will have a better productivity for work, and it will bring a growth in labor force in society. Therefore, the long-run aggregate supply curve will shift to the right in the long run, as the nation's ability to produce output is increased and recovered by the increase of labor force. Moreover, an econometric model can be applied to find a correlation between the tax that improves people's health and economic growth. For instance, fat taxes are now imposed worldwide to control a negative health outcome by taxing unhealthy products. It can be also interpreted in the econometric model that the fat tax is a dependent variable and the health is an independent variable. The dependent variable fat tax relies on the independent variable health, as the imposing fat tax is estimated to bring a better health outcome in society. Governments are aware that imposing fat tax may decrease the economy in the short run as a negative wealth effect. However, in the long run, if the overall health in society increases by imposing fat taxes, it is likely to increase the productivity of people, which will cause improvement in the real GDP and economy. Therefore, the confounder will be the economy, as economy can be impacted by both fat taxes and health. And adding the economy variable allows us to absorb that negative and positive relationship to discover the true effect of imposing fat taxes.